My name is Amanda Reed. My home was back in California. I moved to South Africa in January. God called my heart to the Transkei in June, so we moved in June to the Transkei, where we live now in a village called Bombisana. When I turned about 18 years old, God had put a huge calling on my heart for Africa. He told me to know that place and to fight for that place and to pray for that place. So for years down the road, I prayed for that place. I learned all about the culture and the different things that were going on in that place. I was known as Africa Girl back at home because everyone thought I had lived there or had been there when I had never. But God put a huge passion on my heart for the continent of Africa and to eventually know that I'd be moving there. One of the greatest passions that God has placed on my heart is for a child to be known. I love working with kids who have been neglected or who have gone through trauma or different things in their life where they have been neglected or pushed aside in society. I want to have a voice for kids that don't have voices. So I work with children. One of my main jobs here in the Transkei is I work with children in a village called Mugwambu, where I get to know 65 kids and work with them and really know their lives, meet their needs, go into their house. God told me to know them, to know their names, to know what their heart beats for. And so one of my jobs here is to get to know those kids and to supply those needs and to be God's hands and feet in those areas. One of my heart stories here was I met a boy named Mfunko, and we went into his house and just got to know him a little bit, and we kind of just shared our heart with him and shared our passion for Jesus with him. And he said, there have been many people who have come into my home, whether it was doing the sponsorship or just telling them about Jesus, and they've never stayed or they've never taken the time to actually get to know him or know him. And so he's like, he didn't trust us. And then we got to just go back and visit and just be present and say, no, like, we are here, Jesus is with you, like, we're going to be here. And just with him getting a hygiene pack, or we paid for his transport to get to school because he'd been walking 2 or 3 hours to get to school each day. So we paid for his transport to get to school. Just that, we could see the lightness, the light. He just kind of became more free. And just now when I get to see him, the smile on his face is that we get to see, and we know him, and we know him by name, and that's Jesus wanting to know him and wanting to know his name, and to know that he does know his name. And so it's just been cool. So I just want to thank everybody who has supported me in this ministry and who every day fights for, whether it's kids in Africa or South Africa or India or Asia, anything, those prayers you're fighting for these kids does make a difference. So we wanted to thank you so much. Just like Mfunko, if no one took the time to know him, where would he be? So your prayers and your support makes a huge difference in just kids' lives all around South Africa, all around the world. So thank you.